Flodden 1513 club, and the ex-standard bearers from Selkirk, for visitors from other towns, and all you have come to see this tonight. We are here to pay homage to King James IV of Scotland and the border men who fell in the fields around us. Tonight we have two standards. We have the 1513 club standard and the Borderers Return standard. And there's many in this company tonight who carry that flag around the borders. And I welcome you too. I will now call on Mr. Derek Bambra to propose the first toast to King James IV. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to propose the toast to King James IV tonight. James IV, King of Scots, was born in Stirling Castle on the 17th of March 1473. He was the son of James III and Margaret of Denmark. He acceded to the throne on June 11, 1498, aged just 15, following the death of his father at the Battle of Sockieburn. Despite his youth when he came to the throne, James was to become the most successful and best loved of the Stuart monarchs, uniting and stabilising the whole kingdom. James was a true academic and a great advocate for education. He was an enthusiastic patron of the arts, literature, science, architecture and the law, the very epitome of a Renaissance monarch. He spoke 7 different languages, including Scots Gaelic, the last Scottish monarch to do so. His architectural legacy can still be seen in many places, including Linlithgow Palace, Holyrood, Edinburgh Castle and Stirling Castle. He took an active interest in surgery and dentistry, and is even believed to have practiced dentistry himself. With his patronage, he founded the Royal College of Surgeons in Edinburgh, King's College Aberdeen, St Leonard's College St Andrews, and established the first printing press in Scotland. He also studied military matters and developed Scotland's navy into one of the finest in Europe. The Scottish court rose in stature as a result of his efforts, and Scotland counted in European politics like she had never done before. A quite remarkable list of accomplishments by any standard. James himself was a just and generous man, admired and loved by his subjects. He was described as being of middle height with handsome features, and had wonderful powers of mind and astonishing knowledge of everything and the most abundant generosity. Despite all of James's undoubted strengths, like all men, he also had some weaknesses. These included an impetuous and impulsive nature. In 1503, at the age of 30, James married Margaret Tudor, the daughter of King Henry VII of England. This was a marriage encouraged by many to help cement a long-lasting bond between the two countries. However, when Margaret's brother Henry VIII came to the throne in 1509, relations between the two countries soon deteriorated. When Henry invaded France in May 1513, James was encouraged by the French King Louis XII and his Queen to invoke the old alliance between Scotland and France. James was honour bound to assist his allies, and so on the 22nd of August 1513 he crossed the River Tweed into England at the head of the strongest army that Scotland had ever put into the field. After taking all the local castles, the Scottish army set up camp on the high ground in the distance behind us at Flodden Edge, and awaited the challenge to come from their English counterparts. The English army was led by the Earl of Surrey, an experienced soldier and trusted by Henry to defend the north of his kingdom. James was in a very strong position in a well-defended location, where he could effectively use all the weapons at his disposal. However, Surrey outflanked him and circled around the Scots, advancing on their position from the north, therefore cutting off their line of retreat back to Scotland. Once James finally realised what was happening on the morning of the 9th of September, he ordered his army to advance north and assemble on the front edge of Branksome Hill behind us here. This reduced the Scots' ability to hit the English with their heavy artillery and opened them up to the effective fire of the smallest English cannon. It was late in the afternoon when the Scots began their attack down these steep slopes. James, true to his nature, led from the front at the head of his battle alongside his troops. This proved to be a fatal mistake and effectively left the Scots army leaderless for the rest of the battle, a critical error for any commander to make. Weeks of wet weather had left these slopes sodden and created an area of boggy ground at the bottom of the slope that made passage through it almost impossible. The Scots attack foundered in the boggy ground, and it was here that the pride of the Scottish army was shattered against the English ranks. James fought with great bravery and courage and forced his way to within a lance's length of Surrey before he was eventually cut down. He died on this ground, somewhere over here to my right, exactly 500 years ago, surrounded in death by most of his nobles, men of rank, and about 10,000 of his fellow countrymen, most of whom still lie in the fields surrounding us here. A tragic and sad end to the life of an exceptional Scottish king. Gentlemen, let's remember him here tonight, not just as a leader of the Scots army who died in such disastrous circumstances, but also as the much-loved monarch and generous, talented man who brought so much good to the country and left a lasting legacy in Scotland that still reaches down to us today. Gentlemen, I give you the toast. King James IV.
King James IV.
Thank you very much, Derek, for an excellent, well-informed toast. I now call the costumer and myself as standard bearer to pay our applause to